Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Talk About It podcast. And today we're here to talk about some deficiencies within my city. One set of rules only work for certain people, while another set of rules only apply to another certain set of people. So let's dive in. So, as y'all know, a few weeks ago, I went to the Killeen Police Department town hall meeting. But while at this meeting, someone got on the microphone and asked this question.
We have people that stand on the corners with the sign asking for money. And sometimes they stand like right in the middle of the road at the intersection. And always, I worry about them and I worry about the drivers. What is the KPD able to do to alleviate those situations?
You heard what he asked the police department about people holding signs for money. Let's see what the police chief had to say. Take a look.
Yeah, we get a lot of phone calls daily about panhandling, and it's illegal for them to step in the roadway. But again, it's a tricky issue with a homeless population. It's not illegal to be homeless, but it's illegal to stand in the roadway and solicit money because it's a danger to themselves and a danger to the person in the car. So we do our best trying to control it, and we try to provide them the services they need in order to get them off the road. But that's an ongoing vicious cycle. Same thing with narcotics events. That's quality of life issues, and we need to address those issues as a city, not look at it as a law enforcement function. Because our only option is to either ticket the person, take them to jail, but guess what? They're going to be back out there the next day, starting the same problem. So associations with the that Ms. Ana Luisa helps out with the homeless. There's a lot of organizations in the city that we need to tap into those resources to get them a long-term solution to the problem, not temporarily. So it's an issue that happens throughout the nation.
So it is illegal in my city to hold signs asking for donations for your program or for whatever to collect money. However, I don't believe the guy's question was about homeless people. And it seems that this question was steered towards the homeless.
As my boy Kirby told me.
It's not homeless, it's the less fortunate. So, why did this question get steered towards the homeless, less fortunate, versus on task with the standing on the corners, raising money with signs? Let's just see how this actually plays out in my city. This past weekend, me and my wife went to a Baylor University game. Check this out. The wife had fun. I let my son bring one of his friends. Baylor lost by 1 point. But anyway, on the way to the game, we see the Killeen Fire Department standing in the middle of the roads fundraising.
Oh my God!
And I go back to the town hall.
Panhandling, and it's illegal for them to step in the roadway.
I'm thinking, well, the police chief said it's illegal to stand in the road and solicit money.
What's wrong with you?
How? What? Make it make sense. Help me understand why this blatant level of breaking the law or the law don't apply to me is taking place in our city. Now, do I agree with the way that a lot of these youth programs do these bucket fundraisers? No, I don't. I was probably one of the first people in my city to do a bucket fundraiser. People used to call us homeless. People used to call us poor. People used to say, oh, he got them kids out there begging for money. 10 years later, everybody and their mama's doing these bucket fundraisers. They're not doing it right. I actually took the time to go and talk with the people at the city in order to put this fundraising ideology together. They're not doing it right. Now, you try to break bread and share knowledge with some people and they don't listen. They don't care. They just think, hey, you're not giving me the truth, or hey, I know more than you're leading on. So you let them do their thing. But they're not doing it correctly. However, the actual laws, the guidelines, the regulations aren't even being followed by the people it should be being followed by. It's illegal for the less fortunate or homeless people, but it's not illegal for the firefighters. Like, because they've been cracking down on these youth programs for doing these bucket fundraisers, but it's illegal for these bucket fundraisers by these youth organizations, according to Killeen Police Department, but it's not illegal for the Killeen Fire Department.
How dare you?
It doesn't seem to be a problem for the city officials making these rules, apparently. I don't know. This is why I do this Let's Talk About It podcast, because there's so much stuff that if you just sit back and say, make it make sense. Help me understand, like, where am I lost and confused, but the rules are made for certain people? I don't know. But I know this, that if I'm gonna be doing bucket fundraisers, again, we put the blueprint out there. If I'm gonna be doing bucket fundraisers with my youth program, they're still gonna fall within the guidelines of what years and years and years ago they said, this is the guidelines for what you're wanting to do. This is what you have to do in order to fall within those rules and stay out of trouble. When people call and say you're doing this, well, guess what? We can come and see that you have it set up the way it's supposed to be. I mean, if I could have parents, and this goes back to my other podcast episode where I was at this same thing asking the police chief about if I wanted to be a drug dealer and stand across the street from the high school and sell drugs, would I get in trouble? Absolutely, I'd get in trouble. But if I were to own a smoke shop, then I could, right across the street from the high school where I could sell THC and fake mushrooms and all these other things, like, then I'm practicing within the parameters of the law, okay? And the same thing that goes with these bucket fundraisers. Like, if I could have my parents stand out in the middle of the traffic like these firefighters are doing, let me show you again. If I could have my parents stand out in the middle of traffic, do you know how much more money we would probably make doing these bucket fundraisers? If I could have my parents hold up traffic and I'm sitting here in between cars, making traffic move forward slow as possible, if I could do that with my parents, do you know how much money we would make? But if I did that with my parents and my kids, I'm telling you right now, on Facebook, people who have nothing better to do will be complaining that our youth program had parents standing out in the middle of the street. Our youth program had kids running out in the street. So, again, that old saying, what was the old saying my grandma said? The pot calling the kettle black, some shit like that. I don't know. If you are a youth program and you're having this problem in your city, please, when they do the Fill the Boot fundraisers with the fire department, please make sure that you go get as many Fill the Boot firefighters on camera standing in the middle of the street breaking the law as possible. but you're not illegally stepping out in the street, standing there. You're not illegally doing any of these other things. Make sure you keep this information, because I'm telling you, one day this could come in handy for you, especially when you're sitting here on a Saturday and the police are sitting here at your fundraiser, because people are calling and making all kind of complaints about you because you're probably not operating within the law for real. So because you didn't take the time to go and find out the truth, so you know how to operate, how to move. But, you know, nevertheless, you'll probably be able to show this video, okay, and make sure that it's clear with the Killeen Police Department, especially with the police chief saying it
daily about panhandling, and it's illegal for them to step in the roadway.
They need to do a better job at making sure the rules apply to them as well as to you guys. It needs to be a mutual thing, because again, a lot of these youth programs in my city, they've been coming under fire on this bucket fundraiser. It's about working smarter, not harder. You shouldn't have to wash cars and do bake sales and do all these other things when you can stand outside with posters and say, support me, and people will drive by and drop some money in a bucket for you. What? Kids don't need to be doing car wash fundraisers. There's so many car washes in Killeen, okay? Alone, Harker Heights, Central Texas, there's more car washes in Killeen, okay, over the last 2 to 3 years that, like, they got monthly memberships. What I need to support your car wash fundraiser for, okay? Hey, I'm at the grocery store buying groceries. It's not like, you know, the bake sales used to be where people actually baked, because people got away from those things. Why? Because I don't trust your cooking, and, you know, little Timmy over there, mom stays in a trailer, and I heard, you know, little Antoine got roaches. And so now people don't even want you to bake no food. They want you to go to the store, buy it, pre-baked, and bag it up, and then sell it. It's not the same. Plus, that takes too much time. And like, I own a youth organization, and I'm telling you, there's no part of working smarter, not harder, that doesn't make sense when it comes to bucket fundraising. When it comes to doing less for more, whether it's a calendar fundraiser, bucket fundraiser, field a shoe, slap me $1, buy the scratch off. I mean, I wouldn't even do a raffle. I wouldn't even do a raffle if I didn't have to. Because now I gotta go over here and listen to parents keep these tickets for months and months and months, and then don't even turn the tickets in, you know, or turn in half the tickets. And you like, well, you had 3 months to sell 30 tickets for $5. Like, what happened? Okay? But yeah, as an owner of a, I'd rather do the bucket fundraisers. I don't even want to do calendar fundraisers. I don't want to do nothing. I'm just gonna do 1,000 bucket fundraisers. And that's why this sort of kind of intrigued my interest, because, you know, after hearing the police chief and then seeing the Killeen Fire Department, it makes you say, Anyway, that's all I had to say for today. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you drop them below. If you need any help with anything, make sure you reach out. Otherwise, like and subscribe to my channel. Be a blessing and bless someone else today.